What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. We have some breaking news today about the supposed suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. According to Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Epstein had unexplained injuries on his wrists and shoulder, his brother says, and now his brother is demanding that he has all of the information from the medical examiner. So this just plays right into what we've been talking about. It's very important that we have all of the information. And for the government just to run around and hold information back from us once again and to say, well, you're a conspiracy theorist without giving anybody any of the information, well, it's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? And you would think that their puppets in the media would be all over ABC's story, right? No, hardly anything. It's hardly even being covered in the news. CNN has nothing to say about it. Nobody really has anything to say about it. I wonder why. Could it have anything to do with the fact that they're all complicit in this madness? Yeah, I'm going to wager that that's a positive yes. All right, let's jump into this article and see what we got, shall we? Jeffrey Epstein's brother Mark says unexplained injuries were found on his body during the autopsy and is calling on the Department of Justice to release all forensic medical examiner files, including microscopic slides and autopsy photos, so that he can independently verify how the death occurred. So, all right, we have a family member of, obviously, a disgusting, sick, depraved individual, but he's still a family member and he has some rights, correct? I mean, you would think. So why isn't the Justice Department giving him any of this stuff? Haven't they said, didn't the medical examiner Barbara Sampson come out and say that they've shared everything with Epstein's family and with his lawyers? If that's the case, well, why is the brother asking for this stuff now? Somebody's telling us some lies, folks. And that's what we're going to figure out. Who is BSing us? All right, well, we know the media for sure is BSing us. But we need to figure out what this Barbara Sampson's angle is. In August, the New York City medical examiner, the aforementioned Barbara Sampson, officially listed Jeffrey Epstein's death as a suicide by hanging. But Mark, 65, contends there are too many suspicious circumstances and questions to rule out homicide. He is now wondering why investigators have yet to share evidence with him, indicating how they ruled out the possibility of murder. All right, so once again, this is why the daily drops are so important. This is why we have to do this every single day and we have to stay focused. Because we wouldn't know that Barbara Sampson already said that she shared this information with Epstein's people if we hadn't read those other articles on air, right? How could anyone expect somebody who's just coming into this story, somebody just getting interested in what's going on, to be able to follow this case? The media is not doing anyone any favors, right? They're punting the ball and they're relying on people like us, and then they cherry pick our information. In addition to the 3 bone fractures in Jeffrey's neck, according to autopsy files provided to Fox News, Epstein had 2 contusions on both of his wrists, an abrasion on his left forearm, and deep muscle hemorrhaging of his left deltoid or shoulder. How in the bleepity blop 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 did that occur from him hanging himself off the second bunk bed? All right, this wasn't from the ceiling. He wasn't hanging himself from the Empire State Building. All right, this was from the top bunk. Okay? How did all of these injuries occur from the top bunk? Add all of this up with all the other stupid coincidences that they want us just to believe. The cameras, the guards, the falsified logs, moving him off a suicide watch, putting him in a cell with a convicted psychopath. I mean, come on. Those are unexplained. Was he handcuffed and struggled? Was someone holding his wrists? The marks on his wrists are unexplained, Mark told Fox News. Yeah, well, I agree with him there. I mean, nobody's explained that. We haven't even heard that. Why didn't they say that right at the beginning? Why does the government always have to hide information? Oh, let us redact that. Let us hide 27 pages of the 9/11 report because we don't want to upset the Saudi Arabian government. What the... really? We're done. We're done with your nonsense. We're done with your lies. We want the truth. You understand? The truth. Even when they're hard truths, we need the truth in this country. Because I got to tell you, the populist movement that is breaking off all across the world will be coming to a street near you soon. These people have gambled on us being so blasé about things. And it's a gamble that they're definitely going to lose. The autopsy described the injuries as faint red contusions located on the back of Epstein's right and left wrists. The convicted sexual offender's brother is also waiting for further information on how Epstein's neck bone fractures could have occurred in a soft hanging. All right, a soft hanging is what we talked about just now. It's when you wrap the noose around your neck and you lean forward into the noose as opposed to dangling like an actual hanging. So that's why there's all these questions in the beginning about the hyoid bone and how some of the other bones fractured, because with a hanging like that, a soft hanging, it's very difficult to break those bones. Famed forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden, a Fox News contributor who was hired by Mark to observe Jeffrey's autopsy, who also has questions about the neck bone fractures, says that while he observed the wrist and shoulder injuries on Epstein's body during the autopsy, it's premature to determine if those were the result of homicide. Did the injuries happen a week before or at the time of the incident? We have to look at the microscopic slides to see when the injuries occurred, Dr. Baden said. The brother requested this information 3 months ago, and he still has not gotten it. All right, so there's the problem. The media shouldn't be talking down to the people, the citizens of the nation who want answers. They should be talking about the people engaged in this cover-up. 3 months? Why is this information not released? What are you guys doing? How long does it take to figure things out? But if it was you or me, forget it. We'd already be in jail. We'd already had the whole entire trial. It would have already happened. Mark claims he first tried to get his brother's complete file from the New York City Medical Examiner's Office on August 16th, but was told it had to go through the Department of Justice. Oh, and we all know we could rely on the Department of Justice, right? They haven't been involved in any kind of shady plots recently. They haven't been involved in a coup. They haven't been involved in all sorts of devious information snatching. They haven't been involved in black sites or torture or anything, right? Nah, not these guys. This is who we're relying on to tell us the truth. All right, I have an idea, guys. I'm wrong, so I'm going to investigate myself. That sounds like a great idea, right? What could possibly go wrong? Bunch of clowns. They're playing games, Mark told Fox News. I've done the appropriate request with the justice twice and have heard nothing. I was told someone is looking into it. So some bureaucrat is sitting around watching porn on our dime, quote unquote, looking into it. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? And this all goes back to the goddamn show trials that are going on in D.C. right now. Congress should be ashamed of themselves. We have serious crimes being committed. Trafficking of minors across not only state lines, but intercontinental lines. And you're still going on about a phone call that the transcript was released on. And you wonder why nobody trusts you. When we reached for comment about why the ME's office had not released Jeffrey Epstein's complete file to his next of kin, Aja Worthy-Davis, Executive Director of Public Affairs at the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, said, "We received a request in the last 72 hours and are reviewing it at this time." It's such BS. They received this request 3 months ago, and now that they're being put on blast, they're going to look into it. Yeah, sure. What'll happen is, oh, we can't release this. This is confidential. We have to redact it. Because basically what they're saying is you're too stupid to process the information. That's basically what they're saying. But we all know the true story. They're the ones that are stupid. We're on to them. We are on to them, especially around here on this podcast, folks. We've all eaten that red pill. We've all had the curtain blown wide open in front of us. We've all seen what's on the other side now. All right? And if you had any questions, all you have to do is go back to last night's Daily Drop and listen. Listen to what Virginia Roberts went through. Listen to the utter lack of respect for just basic humanity that was shown by these people. And the Justice Department still refuses to give them justice. How absurd. Both Mark and Dr. Baden said they would like to examine all of the files to find out why Jeffrey Epstein's cause of death was changed from pending further study on the day of his autopsy to suicide by hanging 5 days later. Ordinarily, it takes weeks or months to determine a cause if it needs further investigation, Dr. Baden said. They felt like they had enough information to complete their investigation in 5 days. What was that additional information? And really, folks, that's what it comes down to, right? You can't withhold this information. This is too high profile of a case. You guys can't play your usual games with it. We want to know what happened. And if he did kill himself, and you have that evidence, provide it. Kill the conspiracy theories. Right? I thought they were bad. I thought conspiracy theories are bad. If you believe in conspiracy theories, you're a terrorist. You're Alex Jones. Shut up. Man, shut up, Jake Tapper. Shut up, Anderson Cooper. All of you, shut up. You're a bunch of newsreaders. You're not even journalists. All right? You guys sat on this story knowing your boy George Stephanopoulos was over there probably getting a quote-unquote massage from one of these young ladies as well, right? All you cats knew, just like you knew about Matt Lauer, whatever his name is, just like you knew about Harvey Weinstein. All you cats knew, all right? Just like Obama knew about Weinstein, but let his daughter intern for that pig. Come on, man. Easy work. I'm done with you. The media is easy work at this point. They're low-hanging fruit. Bodden suggests that the unexplained injuries on Epstein's body could have been the result of a July 23rd incident in which Epstein was found in a fetal position with marks around his neck at the Manhattan Correctional Center. Authorities have yet to explain whether Epstein had attempted suicide or was attacked by his cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione, a former upstate New York police officer facing quadruple murder charges. All right, so if a run-of-the-mill child molester gets put in jail, he's in protective custody, right? They don't even put him on the main line. He's in whatever it's called. I have no idea. I don't know shit about jail. So whatever that is, that's where he's in protective custody. But you have the most high-profile prisoner in your jail, and you put him in with somebody who is facing quadruple murder charges? Yeah, because that's a good idea. That guy's not violent. He can't be bought. And guess where he's from? Westchester County. I'll let you guys do the math. Who else is in Westchester County? Who else lives there? Who else resides there? What other rich and elite, disgusting, perverted, Satan-worshipping disgustingness is going on around those parts? I'll leave that up to you guys to figure out, but it's not too hard. Tartaglione's attorney maintains that he's innocent of any wrongdoing and that an internal investigation by the MCC concluded Tartaglione did not attack Epstein. No, Epstein was self-flagellating himself like one of the guys on the Hodge, right? He was just beating himself with what? How did he get the marks if he wasn't attacked? Did one of your guards do it? Did someone else do it? Did the cameras not work that day either? We want answers. Answers, answers, answers. Questions must be asked and answers must be given. Not that difficult. However, one former member from Epstein's camp believes the disgraced financier was involved in an altercation with Tartaglione and did not try to kill himself that day. Atlanta-based criminal defense attorney David Schoen, who says he met with Epstein for 5 hours on August 1st, told Fox News he had agreed to quarterback Epstein's defense team. All right, so now we have a new lawyer who said he was going to quarterback the defense team. He was going to defend Jeffrey Epstein. In this country, everybody, even this sick, disgusting monster, is entitled to a trial, entitled to going to court, entitled to being judged by their peers. But no, once again, the deviousness and the absurdity of the justice system gets in the way, right? Murdered, killed himself, whatever it may be. How in the ever-living F was he in a cell with Tartaglione? Whose idea was that? And why isn't that person fired? Once again, no accountability ever for these people. Only for me and you. Not for them. After meeting with him, I came to the firm conclusion that it was not a suicide attempt, Schoen said of the July 23rd incident. He was afraid he would face consequences if he implicated anyone while he was there, so he kept his mouth shut and told investigators he couldn't remember what happened. He was told they closed the case. All right, so now we're talking about a guy who's used to being protected by intelligence, right? Used to being protected by some of the most powerful people in the world. And now he's out on an island by his lonesome. He's assaulted. He's sitting in that cell. He's ruminating. This dude was about to flip, right? They knew it. Buckingham Palace knew it. Who else knew it? Who else could have been, right? It could be a lot of people. A lot of people could have reasons for this man to be dead. A lot of people have motive. And that, when you're in an investigation, you're a detective, motive is one of the first things you look for. Well, there's a lot of people with motive, and they'd all be under the RICO flag if you dudes would get off your asses in New York. What are you doing in the Southern District of New York? Are you still chasing down Stormy Daniels? What are you guys doing? Schoen said he does not believe Epstein's unexplained injuries come from that altercation. Epstein was briefly put on suicide watch and then taken off from it in the 3 days leading up to his death. Mark Epstein refused to speculate about what happened to his brother on July 23rd or who might have wished him harm. He is adamant he has no financial motivations for pursuing information about his brother's death. I have no standing to sue. People should know the truth about what can happen in a federal facility, Mark said. My brother might have been murdered. This is not about me. Wow. Wow, folks. Let's add this with all the other information we've been following for the last few days. Let's put it all together. We'll wrap a nice little bow on it. Let's let it digest. And then you guys come to your own conclusions. You don't need the media to tell you that. You don't need the media to point you in the right direction. Everybody listening to this show is more than capable of figuring out the truth for themselves. I'd like to think that this audience is one of the slicker audiences out there in the podcasting world. Some of the emails I get from you folks are absolutely incredible. You people are all on point. You people are locked into this case, and that's what we need. And that's what we're going to stay. That's what we're going to keep doing. Laser focused. I've received a bunch of emails asking for more content, and I figured the daily would be enough, but it seems like people want more content. So as these stories break, these more significant pieces of the story, I'll update them. And I'll drop a live segment as the story's breaking. And if there's more information, I'll just keep dropping them. I mean, this is what I'm dedicated to at this point in my life, folks. I'm dedicated to exposing government corruption. That is what I plan on doing. I plan on following this story to the very end. But at the same time, I'm going to be focusing on other stories, in my journalistic life. So once I get my teeth into some other things, I'll have other podcasts going on with that as well. But right now, my single sole focus when it comes to the news is this Jeffrey Epstein case. And I don't know about you guys, but the deeper we get into this rabbit hole, the more disgusted I become. I just can't believe the lengths that these people will go to cover themselves and their crimes. And not even just that. The people that were just around him that knew what he was doing and didn't say anything, they're just as guilty, in my opinion. We're not talking about, turning the other cheek for some blue-collar crimes, you're moving some money around, whatever. We expect that from the rich people. We give you that, rich folk. We give you that, right? You move your money around, you don't have to pay the taxes, you have all your loopholes, we give you that. As the populace, we turn our heads and we accept that you guys are going to do that sort of stuff, right? We accept that you send our children to war, in endless wars all over the world where we have no business being. We accept that, right? We're programmed for that. What we do not accept, rich media elitists, what we do not accept, academics, what we do not accept, all you other sick, perverted intelligence people, is you preying on children. You preying on the weakest among us. We don't accept that. And you're learning that real quick right now with this backlash. Nobody believes you anymore. Your stories are BS. Your lapdogs in the media destroyed all their own credibility on their own. So you have nobody to rely on but yourself. So that's why you're going scorched earth. That's why the media and their handlers are going scorched earth the way they are, and deplatforming people and making it hard for people to earn money and suing people and you name it. But that's all they're doing, right? Instead of actually their jobs. Instead of all that other BS, they should be following stories like this that impact our lives, our daily lives. But since they won't, like I always say, we're here to pick up the slack. All right, everybody, that was a little bit of breaking news here on the Jeffrey Epstein Show, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I'll be back later on tonight with a daily drop unless something else unfolds. If something else unfolds, we will be right back here bringing it to you.